May all graces of all Buddhas, Maha-Buddhas, Pacceka Buddhas, Maha-Pacceka Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Maha-Bodhisattvas, all the fully enlightened ones, the Arahants, the Maha-Arahants, the grace of Luang Por Posi Surya Khemarato, the grace of fathers and mothers of all lifetimes, all the Buddha seeds, all the embodiments of the Maha-Buddhas and Maha-Bodhisattvas. Please hold the space for all of us. May we humbly declare removal and cancellation of all deluded desires and expectations within eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. Sounds, smells, tastes, touches, and shapes. All the mental elements, sensual pleasures, the fixation to enjoyments, being carried away with the habits to drown in the desires, delusive attachments, and delusions of looking, seeing, and knowing, sounds, smells, tastes, touches, and shapes, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. May we declare removal and cancellation of all deluded desires and expectations for attainments, for achievements in all types of practices, worldly or spiritually, for mindfulness, concentrations, contemplations, meditative absorptions, meditative powers, special insights, supernatural powers, authoritative powers, and all the black magics, curses, begging, praying, for something, for achieving something, for attaining something. May we humbly declare removal and cancellation of all vengeance, revenges, all the harbor thoughts to get back to someone, and all the fixation with attitudes, living lifestyles, the ways of living, belief values, beliefs or disbeliefs, all types of values given to concepts, ideas, dogmas, doctrines, all the values given to worldly practices or spiritual practices, values given to the ideas about liberation of sufferings, and enlightenment. May we humbly declare removal and cancellation of all deluded desires and expectations within relationships with fathers, mothers, husbands and wives, sons and daughters, friends and relatives, ancestors, societies, nations, homelands, countries, territories, the place of living, all the fixation to being in realms of existence, heaven realms, human realms, humanity, or even woeful realms. May we humbly declare removal and cancellation of all fixation to thoughts, emotions, feelings, memories, all about conflicts, problems created by our own mind. And may we humbly ask for forgiveness for all cases of karma towards all graces, towards all the enlightened ones, in the way of rejecting their words or chasing all those great blessed fortune ones to face difficulties, or the karma of hurting and harming, physical chaining anyone, putting anyone in limited places, in jails, in prisons. May we humbly ask for forgiveness for ignoring the words of the graces of all Buddhas and all the enlightened ones in any times, in any period of time in the past lives, and even now. May we humbly ask for forgiveness for all cases of karma, of blocking anyone to be far away, not to be near the graces, and all the opinions and meanings that have used in the way to grasp for something without purification, without cleansing. May we humbly declare removal and cancellation of all deluded desires and expectations within opinions and meanings. And may all cases of karma be released and liberated from now on and forever. Ahosi, Ahosi, Ahosi. Let's open widely. With our targets, destinations, not being clear or unclear with anything. Use the reminder. Everything is from not attached to the non-attachment itself, not grasping for the non-grasping itself, not involving to the non-involvement itself. Scatter this true essence far and wide, in all directions. Let the infinite force be sent to all and everything. We are proceeding together with everything through the great compassion of that which has nothing to do with suffering or not suffering, being deluded or not, being enlightened or not. This infinite force will clear out all the habits to maintain and sustain any state of mind, any state of spiritual attainment. It clears out realms of existence at any moment. To dwell and maintain and sustain any state of mind is a realm of existence, is samsara in itself. So all the habits that we have being carried away, behaving towards anything in terms of how we relate to each other, especially when there are lots of karmic debts or debts of gratitude towards one another. There are always the attempt to behave in the way with so much of liking and passions, so much of the so-called loving, and that is called debts of karma and debts of gratitude, which is the layers that is lingering with emotions and feelings of like, which is samsara, which is a karmic dimension. Especially when one starts to have an obsession or possessiveness towards something that is the beloved, whether it's an object or someone. This is debts of karma and debts of gratitude that is destined oneself to behave in such a way with the so-called loving, which is not love. It is the passions and the destiny of karmic debts and karmic gratitude towards one another that make oneself behaving in certain way with such an object that one have karmic debts to. And it turned into an obsession and possessiveness. Use declaration of the removal and cancellation of all desires and expectations within such an object, the fixation with liking and disliking, loving and hating towards such an object or a person. Because when such behavior is relating and done towards anything, it turns into a karmic dimension at that moment. Declare removal and cancellation and brighten out. Brighten out. Open up beyond opening Everything is from not grasping for the non-grasping itself, not attaching to the non-attachment itself. This will help unwind from grasping or even the idea of not wanting to grasp to such an object or such a person that one has been related with karmic debts and karmic gratitude. Such a debt will be released, so the behaviors will be automatically relating with such an object and such a person in the way with the infinite force. Emptiness to emptiness. Cutting deluded knowing to cutting deluded knowing. Know to know itself. The infinite force will cleanse and purify all ideas about something that is formed in the mind with identification. In that moment, the relation between each other turning into enlightenment to enlightenment. Because enlightenment is not enlightenment. You are not you. They are not they. This vessel is only the medium to connect and relate without identifying, not relating to the non-relation itself. Everything is from not grasping for the non-grasping itself, not involving within the non-involvement itself. Therefore, there is no karmic behaviors. Why this vessel scatter the true essence of the great compassion, of the infinite force, of that which has nothing to do with being limited or unlimited. It cleanses all types of mind that identify with anything. And all the minds will be unwound from the intentions to pursue with desires, delusions, and expectations and delusions. It purifies the ideas about liking or disliking, loving or hating. Before the assume of liking or disliking, there is no such a thing. So let's step back towards the origin of nothingness. Nothingness that is not nothingness. The origin that is not origin. This is the purification through the infinite force. The force that can cleanse and purify all and everything and can penetrate through all and everything, gross or subtle, tangible or intangible. The idea about the one I love, the one I hate, will be dissolved naturally, because that is a delusion caused by one's own mind assuming up and emphasized on that. Therefore, it's crystallized, and the delusion is there. This is also because of there is debt of karma and debt of gratitude towards such an object and such a person. Includes all karmic dimensions in here, from hell realms to hungry goats, to demons, to animals, to humanity, and heaven realms. So let's open up beyond opening, awakening beyond awakening, far and wide, limitlessly, through the infinite force of the great compassion, further out in all directions, without targets and destinations, without focus on any particular places and persons. Opening this giving channel so that it will cut off all deluded knowing, all delusion regarding any relationships towards anything or anyone. Let's proceed all together with everything in the way that doesn't create karma towards one another. The power of the great compassion of the infinite force is the foundation for this vessel. Therefore, relation is purified. Connection is purified. We proceed through the infinite power among one another, emptiness to emptiness, enlightenment to enlightenment. We have been related to each other, among one another, through karma for many lifetimes. Let's end it. There is no point to circle within the samsara of delusion, desires, and elusive attachments. This is the endless cycle, and it is a trap. Let's move on. Just shift a little bit. Open the giving channel through the infinite force of the great compassion for one another. As it will cleanse all ideas about meanings and significance towards anything whatsoever. As the foundation of everything, the origin of everything is not about anything. So let's proceed together through this true essence instead of delusion. Open up beyond opening. Awakening beyond awakening. Everything is from that which has nothing to do with attachment or detachment. Scatter this essence far and wide in all directions.